Hello, and welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to Thoughtbot's AI in Focus, a show where we do live programming tasks, either that directly involve implementing AI features or discuss workflows and the tools and try out new tools and techniques. That's actually what we're going to do today as we do a regular Rails feature using ActionMailbox. But today I'm joined by a somewhat familiar face on Thoughtbot streams. Clarissa Borges, thanks for joining me.
Hi, Chad. Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be back here and now on the AI in Focus live stream.
So we're going to be doing some. You've mostly been streaming Terraform and flight deck stuff, right?
Yes.
But you are a senior Rails developer as well at Thoughtbot, so that's what we're going to be doing today.
Exactly. I am going to introduce myself again in case people aren't familiar with me yet. So as you said, I work here as a senior developer here at Thoughtbot. I joined Thoughtbot 3 years ago. What else? I work with Rails development, as you said, but I also work with platform engineering. I don't have a lot of experience with building AI stuff, so it's nice to talk to an expert about that and to learn more about that as well.
I guess I'm an expert now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of experts, if you want to work with Thoughtbot to either make a new Rails app or maintain, improve, or scale an existing app, you can work with experts like the two of us by getting in touch at thoughtbot.com/hire-us.
That was a great hook.
Hey, I'm a professional. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and this is the actual GitHub issue that we're going to work on today. Whoops, wrong window. And like I said, we're going to use ActionMailbox to receive an incoming email into our Rails app and then process it. It's totally okay if the answer is no. Have you ever used ActionMailbox before?
No.
Cool. So that's going to lend itself really well, I think, because what we're going to do today is you're going to walk me through the workflow that you currently use to sort of use AI as your assistant. And we talked a little bit before the show coordinating for this, and it definitely is a little bit different than the workflow that I might normally use. I think, everyone has their own tools and techniques, and that's totally fine. So we'll talk about both of our workflows as we work on this Rails feature.
Mm-hmm.
We are monitoring the chat. So if you're watching, feel free to help us if we get stuck along the way, ask questions. And if you've used, I'm curious how many people out there watching have used ActionMailbox before to receive incoming email into your Rails app. It used to not be a feature in Rails at all. I forget when it was added, maybe Rails 6 or so. We actually had a gem at Thoughtbot called Gridler, which was specifically for receiving incoming email. And when ActionMailbox got incorporated into a Rails, we actually deprecated that gem not too long after. It's not the first time that it's happened, and we see it generally as a success when something becomes standard enough to get incorporated into Rails. So let's take a look at the issue together, and you can walk me through what you would normally do. So, we have this workflow at Thoughtbot. We're a consulting company. When we sign a new contract with a customer, that usually happens with Google Docs e-signature now, or sometimes Dropbox Sign. And we have an internal CRM, and we really want to attach that signed file to the contract record. It's a contract model that is associated with a Google Doc for the original contract. And we'd like those associated so that we know, oh, it's signed, here it is, here's a pointer to the file, and so we can easily find it on Google Drive later. So a little bit of context, we actually tried to set up a Zap that detected new files being added to your Google Drive and automatically do the association. And what we found was the Google Drive integration was Zap wasn't firing consistently. And so we've just had to manually do that association through the UI lately. So I have the bright idea that we could, when we receive a signed contract, it's included as an attachment on the email from Google Docs or Dropbox Sign. So we could forward that to a central mailbox. Those files already include the ID of the contract that they're for in the file name. That's something that we added so that we could associate them with that previous Zap. So Rails can receive that email, look up the associated contract, and place that file in the Google Drive for that client automatically and make that association automatically. That's my dream. Are you going to be able to help me make my dream come to reality?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Call me a genie.
So what would you so how, picking up an issue from scratch, what would you usually do?
Yeah. So as I was saying, I use ChatGPT, and I prefer to use it as my main pairing buddy to help me in my workflow for development. So I use it for validating ideas or brainstorming, and sometimes for debugging.
Mm-hmm.
I also use Copilot a little bit, but it's more for things like autocomplete or refactoring small snippets of code. But for things that require more context, like a broader context, I prefer to use ChatGPT because I found it easier to control what's on the context and what's not.
Mm-hmm. And when you say use ChatGPT, you mean like using it in the browser?
Yes, I go into the browser and I type the context, which is something that is very time consuming sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like if you're, I understand that if you have something already plugged into your code editor, then that's faster because it already has the context that you need. But sometimes I find it hard to control what's on the context and what's not. For example, I've tried to use Cursor for a toy project a while ago, and I was a little bit overwhelmed with what was happening and the little control that I had. Like things were happening very fast, and I was like, I felt like I couldn't review things properly at that pace that things were happening. So I think the ChatGPT approach is easier for me.
Cool.
So what I would do if I were to start developing a feature, like I've picked up a new task and I want to start working on it, I just go into ChatGPT and I give it my context, yeah, thank you. I will write something like, oops, my keyboard disconnected. Oop.
You're not typing?
No, let me see. I might be misusing tuple. Okay. So I like to give it context, but not what I'm thinking about doing, because one of the pains that I have with ChatGPT, and I don't know if with other LLMs that's the same case, but I find that ChatGPT tends to be very pleaser. So if I try to give it a solution like, oh, I'm thinking about this solution, what do you think about it? Does it feel like a good solution?
Right.
It will like say it's great, it's awesome, but then I end up like, oh, but there is this red flag about my solution, and it says, oh, you're totally right, that wouldn't work. So instead of like giving it my idea, I will ask it about what it thinks is a good approach for the problem, and eventually like my idea is that we are going to converge into a solution. So for example, we already know that we want to use what's it called?
Well, you're about to say what just occurred to me, which is nowhere on this issue does it say use ActionMailbox. And so I'm wondering, and it's totally reason. It's like it's an edge feature of Rails. Like you've never used it before. Like if I hadn't suggested that we would use ActionMailbox, would that name have come to you?
Right. Yeah. That's what I wanted to know as well. Like if it will suggest that. I wouldn't have that idea before because I haven't used it before. I've heard about it, but I don't think I would remember it at this time, like without doing some research. So maybe if we ask ChatGPT about that, then we could see if it would come up with that idea.
Yeah.
So how could we describe that, summarize that, what we are trying to do? Maybe building a feature on a Rails app where I would like to be able to forward a Google Drive document to a central email. Is that?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and actually it's a PDF attachment.
Oh, okay. So let me correct that. PDF attachment. I can't write.
I could see you pause, and the wheels started turning. The great thing is about ChatGPT, it is pretty forgiving. You can just leave your typos, but I find it like difficult to actually let myself leave the typos.
Yes. To a central email which my app is going to parse and attach the document to a record.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
How would you suggest to do it?
Yeah, I like this is what it starts. Just great use case. I was like,
yes,
I think you can tell
amazing.
it to not do that. But.
Oh, I haven't tried that. I just ignore the first few sentences sometimes. Okay. So it's saying use an email service provider. I don't think we want to do that.
So we actually do use the SendGrid inbound parse web.
Oh, okay. That's what we are.
And ActionMailbox. Sorry, I'm making sure that I don't misspeak, but I paused too long.
Okay.
We are using SendGrid to receive the email, and then that. So we have the SendGrid adapter for ActionMailbox already installed in our app.
Okay, that's good. All right, so that's some context that we can give it to in a follow-up question. And then it says, create an endpoint to receive inbound emails. Okay, so it didn't mention anything about...
yeah, it didn't mention anything about that. And this is essentially what it's describing here is doing what some of what ActionMailbox does for you automatically. So you don't need to use the MailGem to parse the email, that kind of thing, because ActionMailbox is expecting to receive an email. So, it takes care of a lot of that setup for you.
Yeah, that's something interesting, because at that point I wouldn't know about.
Right. Yeah, if we're assuming we don't know about ActionMailbox, it's not being suggested to us.
Yeah. So we can say that we are already using SendGrid.
Well, actually, can we say, is there anything built into Rails to help with this? I think this is probably an important point, is you really do need to take, it's like the knowledge we have influences the quality of the answers that we get back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the other thing that I like but don't like about ChatGPT is that it has the memories thing. And so sometimes I have I like to keep different conversations in ChatGPT for different things, but I keep the conversation long running. For example, I have a long conversation with ChatGPT about Flight Deck, which is an open source project that we have here at Thoughtbot, which I contribute to and maintain. So I have a conversation with it about that, which helps me organize what I had But sometimes a conversation will leak into another because of that. So like I have a different, sometimes I'm having a completely different conversation and it brings up something that came from another conversation, which is useful. Like my ChatGPT already knows I'm a Rails developer and I don't have to provide all that context beforehand. But yeah, it's a difficult balance.
Okay, so it's now pointed us in the direction of Action Mailbox because we asked whether there was anything built into Rails.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I sort of question you if in a real world scenario we would have asked that question.
I wouldn't. Yeah, it's an important thing, like as to why we still need developers.
Yeah.
We still need to have people on the other side of the screen that know like what they are doing with AI, and to have like a judgment of like, is this a good answer, and like, or at least like if you don't know, if you're able to validate with other sources after you get that answer, if you're unsure, then that's another thing that I have to do on my workflow as well.
Yeah. So we already have Action Mailbox set up, but it's providing us the directions for that. And let's talk through a little bit. So this is what I mean by like, it's basically, a route, but you don't add a controller or the way it works, it looks a lot like a route and a controller, just like it was going to have us do manually. But basically it's built in to Rails so that when you create Action Mailbox, it has the email parsing and everything built into it. And so we've already configured SendGrid to send. Actually, we can look at the inbound. Oh. Maybe we named it something. Maybe we don't specifically call it SendGrid. I know that we okay, so we just have app mailboxes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was misreading this. It's not inbound emails is not the thing that we would have in our app explicitly. It's what Action Mailbox provides that route. So that's the route, and you point that.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So we already have that configured as well in SendGrid. So what we are interested in doing is from step 4 and beyond. So it suggests us to generate a mailbox document, which we could be more specific about. And then it suggests us a way to do that.
Yeah, it's getting the PDF attachments. It's assuming we're dealing with or just using the example of finding the invoice by the token from the subject.
Okay.
But we'll do something similar with the ID from it's in the file name.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks good to start.
How in your workflow would you? What would you start to do at that point? Would you move over to your editor and start to do things, or would you say like, oh, we actually are going to get the ID of it's not invoices, would you start to correct ChatGPT here?
No, I wouldn't. I would like first, since I just learned about mailbox, actual mailbox, pretend that it was organic and I learned about it at this point. I would try to find a guides page on Rails guides about that to see, just to take a look at like what yeah. Oh, so it has a page about that. So I would just take a look at it and like see what it looks like, and maybe like if you didn't tell me how it works, I would have asked some follow-up questions to ChatGPT, like asking how it works and so on.
But today you're pairing with ChatGPT, so you don't have
Yes,
to.
exactly. I don't have to do it.
That was the one. We get one of those per stream. That was the only one.
Okay, so from there, I would just like see what ChatGPT has done, and I would adapt it to what I'm doing and start building from there. I think we could start with the tests for that, but since like let's say I don't know how to do it, like how to test that. I don't know. I would start just by building a proof of concept for that, and then I would go to testing. But since we already have that build, maybe we could start with the tests and build the controller or whatever it's called.
I don't know about you, but one of the things I'll do at this point in my workflow, completely unrelated to AI, is just look whether there's already something in the app that can provide a guide. So like it's like, oh, I've never written a spec for Mailbox before, so I happen to know that we have mailboxes already, so we can bring up the comment mailbox spec, and then I can get a sense for how to even test a mailer and receive inbound email from mail. And I'll be like, is that a method that we created, and it doesn't come up. I'm searching for def receive inbound email from mail. It doesn't come up, so that indicates it's probably a Rails method. So I use dash, which is a quick document viewer and searcher for documentation. So I was able. So okay. So yeah, it creates an inbound email using the same options a block has.
Is that an app? Dash?
Yeah, this is a Mac OS app.
That's really interesting.
It has like this concept of doc sets. So I have Rails, Ruby, RSpec expectations, JavaScript, and Postgres.
Nice.
But there's a lot of them. Those are the ones I have. It is a paid app, but I couldn't live without it.
All right. Okay.
And then, so this mailer is receiving, like if someone replies to a comment via email, it'll receive it and add it as a comment. So the spec is basically creating an inbound email, with the response, this is a reply with a second paragraph and a signature.
Mm-hmm.
And then the spec checks, see, it's looking for the comment to have been created and to not include this. It just not include the signature as a way of checking that it only includes the first two sentences.
Okay. All right. The other thing that I would like to know is how we would stub the file email, like how we are going to send an attachment and check if the check by the file name.
Yeah. So would you ask ChatGPT about that at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could ask. Does it? I didn't see everything. Oh no, it doesn't.
It was pretty much. So here's how you route, like. It's basically a regular expression on the email address, and you can say like things that match this email address go to this mailbox.
Okay, that makes sense. Right. Yeah, I didn't suggest any specs for that, so I think we could just ask how we could write our spec for it.
Yeah.
I'm being extra mindful about what I'm writing because of your own live stream. I would probably be less careful.
Okay. Assume you have an invoice with has many attached documents and a document mailbox class. Okay.
So it is suggesting test cases that we would write. So one of them is that mail is routed to the correct mailbox, which is, I think, something that we would want to do to test as well. And then the PDF is attached to the record, which is the one that I was curious to know about.
Scroll down a little bit. Yeah. Mail.add file. So we could use a fixture for that.
Yeah. It is.
Oh, it's
already mocking the content. Yeah.
Hey,
that's neat. I didn't know about that.
Well, we don't know that it works, but
yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
And then it expects, okay. And then I think I lost, I don't know, I'm not able to scroll.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I think I was scrolling inside that box.
Okay.
All right. And then handles missing PDFs. Yeah. Okay. I think we can get started with the tests. I also am not going to like straight copy those things and just use them. I just use that for ideas. And for example, one of the things that they are doing here is using let.
Right.
I wouldn't use it like unless, and I won't correct it to just like, oh, please don't use let and other DSLs. I will just ignore that and take what I wanted from that.
So do you have, what editor do you use?
I use VS Code.
Okay. And do you have GitHub Copilot auto completions enabled when you're working?
Yes.
Okay. Me too. So we're going to see that as we work.
How it works with that.
Right.
I don't have anything like custom on Copilot, and I don't know if there is a way to like add
Like
context
there is in
around it.
Cursor. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't either.
I just let it be.
Yeah.
All right. How do you want to start? From here, I would just start writing the tests.
Yeah. So let's create a branch.
Yeah.
Contracts mailbox. So I'm a little wacky like this. I don't really use generators. So I'll just tell you what I would do. I would touch the spec mailboxes. I would look in, okay, that's the format. Am I like, what would you do? Would you normally do the generator?
I don't use generators as much as well, so I don't judge you.
Good. Okay, so we're describing a contracts mailbox of type mailbox. That's fine. Okay, so we want the so we wanted to I like to write out the other specs that I'm gonna do. Do you do that too?
Yes.
Okay. What was it with no PDF contract attachment? And
that's a good one. I don't think it suggested one scenario like this. I think it suggested one that, or did it?
Let's go back. I think that it did. Does nothing if no PDF attached.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was thinking the other way around. Like there wasn't a record for that PDF. But it's very difficult for that scenario to happen.
And then the other one it suggested was just the basic routing. Now, yes. I would personally just add that expectation to one of these other specs.
To the happy path.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I think that works.
Okay. So so it finds the contract matching the attachment file name.
One thing that I learned about Copilot that I didn't know is that it prioritizes the context for like if you have other tabs open around that code, it prioritizes using that context over like using everything. And I find that very helpful to know. Sometimes I don't even want to see the file, but I wanted to use it as a reference. So I just open it and like use that as a reference.
Yeah, I'm going to reword this. It attaches.
Do you write like it, or do you?
No, that's a typo. It
okay.
Matching the attachment file name and associates. So this is it. We'll just write it out. When in doubt, type. And what it's actually going to do is it uploads the PDF to Google Drive and attaches it to the contract. That's a lot. It's too long.
That's a very long story.
But the reason why I would do that is because it just gets the thoughts out.
Yeah, and it also helps the test to like Copilot to know what we want to do. All right, so we could start by doing the setup. So we need a contract and we need an attachment.
Yep.
Do we need a person?
We will need a person because I do want to have the limit where we're only accepting forwards from somebody the system knows about.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, so that's another thing that we want to test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when you come up with something like that, I'll typically like add a context for it. Not in Hub. So that's not a thing, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It isn't?
No, it's not a thing. There's no trait for with PDF attachment on it. But that's fine because the contract isn't what actually has the PDF attachment. It's the email that does.
Yeah, we don't have to have a PDF attachment at this point.
Right. So we need a contract.
We need...
It's actually really all we need.
Yeah, and then we create the email.
Personexample.com.
You were trying to force the scenario where it would fail because of the @example.com.
I wasn't even gonna write that yet because it was just trying to do something simpler.
Yes. Okay.
Contract for a great new project. I like that.
Okay.
So then, it's suggesting something that is different than what ChatGPT
suggested.
Let's, so what would you normally do in that case?
I don't know why, if it's psychological, but I trust ChatGPT more than Copilot for those things. But yeah, I would double check with the documentation as well.
It's not coming up.
What about what it was suggesting before?
So what it's suggesting is this.
Okay. It's similar.
Well, we can just do one and see how. I accidentally auto-completed a bunch of extra stuff.
Yeah, we can see what happens.
So now we want to receive inbound email.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's processed, yeah, we expect. This is wrong.
Where is Google File ID? Where is that coming from?
So,
oh, it's from the contract. Okay,
it's from the contract, but it's actually signed Google File ID. Oops. So Google File ID is the original Google Doc for the contract, not the signed PDF.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you want what? How do you choose whether you want to use contract.last over contract, just contract, the contract that we created?
Yeah, I auto completed that. I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't do contract.last.
Yeah. Okay.
I would do this. This is what I would normally do.
Yeah. Same.
Okay, cool. Thank you for keeping me honest.
All right.
So in between here,
Also,
as
I think
part of this is, yeah,
oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
I think this question mark shouldn't be here.
Thank you. So we do need to it's going to upload to a Google Drive and get back that ID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we need to match. We could probably assign a variable to the file name.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, hold on. No, that's not.
So what we're actually expecting is
Okay.
like this.
Uh-huh.
And it does have a PDF.
Okay.
So that's what we would actually be expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about running this back and seeing it's nowhere near complete, but this is the point where we've written enough where I'd want to make sure that things are hooked up correctly.
I would first start writing the class for that because we don't have it yet. Or have you created?
No, I haven't created it.
Yeah, because we already know that it's going to fail.
Yeah, you don't run it even if you know it's going to fail?
No, I do run it, but for that reason, I don't.
So app mailboxes, contracts, mailbox. Oh boy. It's just going to write the whole thing for us.
Yeah.
So we can look at it, but it's not doing anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fine, I think. It's is it process is a method that comes with action mailbox? Okay.
Yeah. So we go over to the comment mailbox. It's just process. So it's a little bit like a job or something like that.
Okay. All right.
But the mail is like just
Regular.
available to you. It's not passed in as an argument.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think we can even run that way to see
Yeah.
Yeah, I would remove the comments as well.
What are these errors I'm getting over here? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Undefined method team for nil.
It doesn't have an opportunity. So we have to create an opportunity first.
Yeah, good call. I'm surprised that you can't create a contract without that the factory doesn't create valid
contract without
contracts.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Oh, but it's getting team from so there's no team. There's no teams. So then it goes down to owner.team.
Oh, okay.
And owner would be a person.
But it should create the person.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't. Does the opportunity? Oh, okay. So yeah, opportunity does not require an owner.
Mm-hmm.
But by the stage that we would be creating a contract, it needs one.
Mm-hmm.
So the contract depends on the owner having an the opportunity having an owner, but the opportunity factory doesn't do it, which is unfortunate. So we could manually solve that by just creating an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. With an owner.
Yeah. But I might sort of bookmark that as something to address.
Yeah. If it was an easy fix, I would just try to fix that in the same, like update the factory to work.
Right. And then we need to say opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Are you on this train yet?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, let's try running it again.
Okay.
For those watching, what I was asking about was, so Ruby now has the ability, if you are assigning a hash or keyword arguments with that match the local variable, you can leave off the local variable.
Mm-hmm. Undefined method name for nil.
Oh, the team.name. So the person, we created a person, but that person doesn't have a team.
Okay.
Now I'm pretty sure if we do person with position, that's a factory that we have that will have a team. Okay. Couldn't find a session. So why is it already using the Google Docs? Oh, so there's a callback, which is when the contract is created, it's trying to generate a Google Doc for it. I actually didn't realize it's an after commit on create.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go over to contracts spec, we can look at how we're dealing with that. So we have a stub Google Docs template service helper.
Okay.
Okay, so that's inspect support Google Docs template service. So it's available throughout our specs.
Mm-hmm.
And it stubs the Google Docs template service and makes it return an object with the Google file ID stubbed out.
Okay. So this is for the contract as well, is it?
Yeah, it's for to be able to create a contract.
Is it not going to interfere with what we are doing?
No, we want it to have a Google file ID, and then we're going to upload the PDF of that signed version and put it alongside in a folder in that same thing, and then associate and save that signed Google file ID on the contract itself. Wrong number of arguments. Receive inbound email from mail. Given 1, expected 0. Let's go back to ChatGPT and see receive inbound email from mail.
And it is passing an argument.
I want to I'm going to just do -- backtrace and make sure we're not losing some context from see, it's right from that receive inbound email from mail. Given 1, expected 0.
But it takes arguments. Am I missing something?
It takes keyword arguments like this with this. Or as a block like this. As with mail new, you can use a block parameter to define the parts of the message.
This is create inbound email.
It said that this has the same arguments as that.
Okay.
Say create using the same options or block as create. So this is when it was doing this. This is just wrong then.
Yes. Yeah, at this point, I would just course correct and fix that on my code and move on from that. And then if I ever needed to share that context with ChatGPT again to get an additional help, I would correct that later if I needed.
Is that your mom?
No, it's my aunt, and the other one is my friend.
Hello, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not actually sure of the right syntax here on this other spec where we're using that in the way that it's intended. So I wonder whether we can give attachments to receive inbound email from mail.
Oh yeah, good question. We could if we did you see in the documentation anything about that?
No, I didn't. This fixture one is interesting. Oh, it's got to be a whole email message. When you only need to set basic fields like from, to, subject, and body, you can pass them directly as options, creating a multi-part email. Yeah, so I don't see anything about that. We could ask ChatGPT.
Yeah. We could say, like, hey, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't
Fix that.
work like that. Receives keyword arguments or a block with the email. How do we give PDF attachment to? You can't just pass a plain mail object directly.
You're absolutely right.
I know. So here, this add file is maybe inside mail.new.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then can you do that? Can you send mail like that?
Use the alternate block form. Let's try this. I'm still skeptical that add file, that is actually a thing. But we could try it.
Yeah.
That's actually not this should be, it's not to equals recipient. It's to from subject. You're calling methods.
It's not, you don't want to assign like variables.
Right. Okay. So it's like this. Mail from to subject body cool. Commentable. It's pulling. Oh, look at what I did. I started modifying and typing in the wrong spec. Let's close that.
Okay.
I did copy and paste what I had, though.
Okay. Tuple is lagging a little bit for me, so I'm just seeing things with some delay.
Well, so I've converted this to be the block format, and I've tried to call an add file on here.
Do you want to remove those commentable mentions?
Yes. This is just... And this is contract. And then I'm going to delete this. Okay, let's see if that works. Undefined local method person. Oh, we never created the person. I'm just going to undefined method from for with an email forwarded that has.
Does it have to be mail.from?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you already had that by the time I said that, but
no, I didn't.
Okay.
Undefined method response. Oh, okay, so that it's not erroring about no method add file. So my guess is actually that dash, because this mail stuff is provided by the mail gem, so it might not be in the Rails doc sets.
So, what? Sorry, I got lost a little bit.
The add file method wasn't showing up on here.
Oh, okay.
And it might be because it's a separate gem.
Yeah,
it's Rails uses, but it's not part of Rails.
It's from mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're failing right where we expect it to fail because we're not doing anything.
Yes. Do you want to start building it, or do you want to write the other tests? I think I would want to start building it.
Yeah. I do want to add that expectation that we
for the routing.
For the routing, because yeah, I don't see it. Okay, route to mailbox. I'm just gonna, again, we have a difference between what the autocomplete and
which LLM is model is running behind your Copilot? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure. Oops, that's not what I wanted.
It's Claude.
Yeah. I changed it to that for a previous stream and haven't changed it back.
Yeah, I've heard it's doing better than ChatGPT, but I haven't tested it.
Undefined method route to mailbox.
Do we have anything like that in another test?
Good question. No. And it didn't come up in my So I'm guessing that's not a thing.
Yeah. That would be coming from our spec, no?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find anything here.
So while you're looking that up, I'm tapping it.
Okay.
Great catch. And here's the honest answer. No. The matcher route to mailbox does exist, but only when you're using Rails built-in mini test framework.
We told it we were using RSpec before. Yeah, I think you could test that way. I would probably spy it.
Yeah. That's enough where I would write it as a separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then we don't need the attachment. What?
No, I think that's okay.
It's not exactly what
it's not
any instant.
Yeah. I normally don't like to use any instance.
Yeah.
But you could like stub the instance and just and not use the spy. Like, oh, sorry, stumbling. You could, yeah.
I wouldn't do this either. In fact, I would be so opposed to this that I would prefer not to write the spec than to write it this way.
Yeah. I would prefer to like create a double instance and do this expectation instead, but I don't like it very much either.
Yeah. Well, in the interest of moving on, let's delete that spec.
Yeah.
We do have a problem where we are not routing to there. Let's just quickly whistle past adding it and then run the spec.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So now I think we're back to here.
Mm-hmm. Did we see any?
I was going to say the same thing, and then when we came over here, we realized it wasn't a prit statement; it was a Rails logger call, so it's probably in the Rails log.
Mm-hmm.
I had thought that it was a put statement, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I think what we could do now is just try to. If I wanted to test if this is getting there, I would put a breakpoint in there, and I would also use that breakpoint to explore what's available for me in there. Is it binding.irb?
If you want any,
okay, that works.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, I'm not sure why it works. Were you thinking of binding.pry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if pry makes .irb work or what.
Okay. If you do mail.attachments or attachment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it has a list of attachments.
Yep.
So what we can do is just parse it. Yeah. We are only interested in the file itself and the file name here.
Right.
So we could grab the file name and parse what's inside. When you said that the file has that name, file space 12, does it have the hashtag or does it not?
It's supposed to, and I
Okay.
left off the double.
So we could okay.
So it auto completed this. I started to write mail.attachments.each. So attachment content type PDF is fine. I think the suggestion to break off the processing into a method is fine.
Yeah, I agree. I would probably just have created a different name for it, or
Yeah, what name would you have?
So instead of process PDF attachment, what do we want to use to do on this method? Do we want to, inside this method, do everything, or do we want to just grab the ID, parse the ID, or do we want to attach it to contract?
I wouldn't do everything inside of this method, but I would try to keep this to this. And so in here, I'd have like the steps, like getting the contract, uploading the Google Drive, and each one of those would be like
Separate methods.
A separate method.
I think process, it might be a good name. I sometimes don't like to call methods process because sometimes it omits what it is actually doing. So maybe I would just I could leave that like that, or I could just call it attached to contract, and like that involves all of the steps for that.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Contract, and then we can have, yeah, that works. That's smart. How do we
So if we have a contract, then we want to upload to Google Drive. I just want to check that contract doesn't have, I don't think it does.
Doesn't have a method for that?
Right. Because it's dealing with Google Docs, not PDF files. So I didn't think that it would. There is this object, though, we should be aware of, Google Client folder. This is where the file is going to go inside of the contracts folder. Inside of that. So
it doesn't have a method for uploading a file?
It doesn't, no. So did we add specs? We didn't add specs for actually making sure the file was uploaded. We're just expecting there to be the signed Google File ID populated.
Yeah, we would probably want to make sure that the file is the same.
Well, let's just do this for now. So now we're signing or upload. We're saying we're uploading it, and then we can. I'm not gonna.
Good idea.
Then we need a find contract.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't have to write that regular expression myself. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing the error here. I don't know what.
You're missing an end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we just made the spec pass.
Yes. Let's create the pull request then.
And then GitHub Copilot can finish it for us.
Yeah.
I am going to commit. So so we need to do that Google file upload, but before we do that, I think we need to add something about the specs for it.
Sorry?
Well, we need to add something about that the file's actually being uploaded. We need a spec for that.
So the contract, so the contract starts off with we are checking against signed Google File ID. And then does it, when a contract is created, does it already have
not a signed
file
one.
ID?
It has a Google File ID, but not
okay.
one for the signed file.
Okay, so we can use that maybe to, if we trust that that's happening correctly, we can. It's not very elegant, but we could test against that. Do we have a signed?
No, Hub
method.
has no ability to currently has no ability to upload the PDF.
Right, but we don't. So we don't. Hub doesn't know if a file has been signed or not.
Right, we're giving it the signed file. It's got to upload it to Google Drive, get the ID for it,
Okay.
and save it back to the contract.
Right. So if you had like if we could have like a method in the contract model called signed,
Right.
which checks against the file the file name or what's there is a signed method.
Yeah, right. This is gives you the Google document for the signed file.
Oh, okay.
But there's no facility for uploading the signed file. It knows once one has been associated, but there's no facility for
uploading.
Right.
So do you want to work on that now?
Yeah. Well, we should start wrapping up, but would you probably put that as a method on contract that can be called and given like a PDF, and then it can. I would at least start there, even if we decided to move it out, because the contract class is sort of big because it's doing a lot of stuff right now. I think it's an opportunity to actually like maybe move some of the Google interaction stuff outside of the contract class, even if it ends up being called from there.
Yeah, I think it seems that there is a lot of Google things inside here. I would start from there. I would say like creating a method for uploading the Google Doc file.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for joining the show today and sharing your workflow. I think it if you're watching and you have a workflow, feel free to share it with us. I think we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you for having me, Chad.
Yeah, and as like most things that we work on the stream, this is a real feature that we want in our app. So either today or tomorrow, I'll continue working on it and finish it, and then we'll have it in production soon. So if you, once again, are looking for a team to work with to add features to your existing Rails app or make a new one, we do design and mobile as well. We work with companies of all different sizes to either improve existing products or make great new ones. I'm your host, Chad Pytel. I am off next week for the show. I'm not sure if we have a substitute yet or not. But you can subscribe to us on YouTube or Twitch to be notified about our schedule, or just follow us on all the socials. We'll see you there. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Clarissa, thank you very much.
Thanks all.